Building on over 20 years of expertise in analog console heritage, the Nero Desktop Monitor Controller has been designed to give you control where you need it most. Featuring a comprehensive range of I/O, console-style monitor control, precision-matched stereo outputs, and more, Nero allows you to take control of the different devices in your setup and will quickly become the core of your studio. You don't require any drivers or a computer to work with Nero, simply connect it between your audio interface or other audio sources and your speakers using the connections on the rear panel. Let's start with the inputs. There are 4 stereo inputs on Nero. Source 1, Source 2, and Q come in on TRS jacks on the rear of the unit, which can be fed from your audio interface or other line-level sources. The Q input is designed to be used for artist headphone mixes, however it can be simply used as another input like Source 1 and 2 if you'd like. The Alt input can actually be fed from 3 different sources, switchable with the Alt input button. Firstly, there is an aux analog input which comes in on RCA or mini jack connections, great for connecting hi-fi gear or portable devices such as phones or MP3 players. You can then use the aux trim to balance the level with your other sources. Next is the coaxial SPDIF and the optical SPDIF, which accept digital signal up to a sample rate of 192 kHz. The Alt input LED will indicate the connection status of the digital input, flashing when not connected and solid orange when a valid signal is present. The level of the current input is displayed on the meters above the main volume knob. Reference your mixes on up to 3 sets of speakers with the main Alt 1 and Alt 2 outputs. Connect your speakers using the TRS connections, easily adjust the volume using the main volume knob, and quickly switch between your speakers using the output select buttons. Nero uses our custom attenuation matching technology, giving you precision-matched monitoring for your left and right channels at all volumes, avoiding any deviation or skewing of your stereo image and letting you mix with confidence. Nero provides a number of smart touchpoints that allow you to access advanced functionality and customization. The smart touchpoints are buttons that, when held down, will enter into a setup mode and allow you to change the internal workings of Nero without the need for dedicated buttons crowding the top panel. Just press the button again to save the settings and return Nero to regular function. The output smart touchpoints give you extra control over your speaker setup. Once activated, you are able to quickly trim the level of your alt outputs to match your main output by simply adjusting the volume control, or if you want to use a mono speaker as one of your outputs, you can press the mono button, and it will sum your signal to mono automatically when using that output. Nero also has a dedicated assignable sub output which can be set to automatically activate on certain outputs by using the smart touchpoints. However, this doesn't prevent you from auditioning the sub with any of your speaker outputs, as it can also be momentarily switched on and off at any time. It's easy to check your mixes for mono compatibility using the mono button, and using it alongside the polarity button will allow you to use sum and difference monitoring, essentially removing the center of your mix and letting you hear the hard panned elements, great to check that your reverbs and delays are sounding as they should, for example. Use the cut and dim controls to either completely cut the speaker output, or reduce the level of the output without the need to adjust the main volume knob and disrupt your listening level. The amount the signal is dimmed by is customizable by activating the dim smart touchpoint, then adjusting the main volume knob to achieve the desired reduction. Nero has a monitoring grade headphone amplifier on headphone output 1, with connectors on the front of the unit in both 1/4 inch and mini jack connections. There are also 3 foldback headphone amps for sending to artists when recording. All headphone outputs are independently routable. By default, the monitoring headphone amp on the front of the device follows whichever source you're listening to on your speakers. However, with any of the headphone outputs, you can press the source smart touchpoint and route any of the inputs, as well as talkback to that individual headphone output. Talkback opens up communication between you and the artist at the touch of a button. Providing you have talkback routed to a headphone output, all you need to do is press the talkback button and start talking. Nero has a built-in talkback mic on the top left of the unit, however you are also able to plug in your own mic using the XLR connection on the back. Use the switch to change between the internal mic, an external mic, and an external mic that requires phantom power. Then adjust the level of the talkback mic using the knob just above the button to ensure that the artist can hear you clearly. To save all of your routing settings once you have set them up, all you need to do is press 2 of the output buttons simultaneously, which will cause the dim and cut buttons to flash, indicating that your settings have been stored. Nero will now recall all of your routing even when turned off and turned back on again. Nero has been designed to provide unrivaled functionality with a variety of connectivity and routing flexibility, as well as looking and feeling great as part of your studio. If you want to find out more about Nero, please visit audient.com/Nero.